Welcome back to the Tech Newsletter, where I discuss topics and issues being affected by data science and technology. On this episode, I wanted to speak about education. This episode has actually been triggered by a video that I saw or a debate that's actually going on. I'll put the link to the video, which is on the screen now. There's a proposal by the Basic Education Department in South Africa to make changes to the subject of history. And this actually triggered me quite a bit, as I've got many issues with education. I feel the entire education system must be literally torn down, especially basic education from grade 1 or grade 0, whatever, until grade 12, as I feel that it needs to be restructured in order to work for tech. Many of the ideas or many of the people simply complain and don't offer solutions. I want to change this channel to actually be discussing solutions, but solutions to problems which you never thought actually can be restructured or even torn down and rebuilt again. On this episode, I'm going to build my model, my mental model of what I feel the new education should be. That's towards tech, that is towards the ideas, then the systems that are going to build the future. Africa is always behind. Africa is always the consumer. But how do we fix it today for the future? As I have no control over what governments in Africa do, let alone in South Africa, I'm offering a mental model for people to understand what they can do for themselves, for their future, for their children's future. The first thing you must do is control your own mind, your own body, your family, and then your community, as other people are drawn by interests that are both known and unknown and also have sinister views. But we stay away from all of that. And then also on top of that, I'm going to speak on the articles that I've written. So I'll speak on the articles towards the end. Right now, I'm going to build my model so people understand what exactly I mean by saying that education must fundamentally change, completely be broken down in order to work for tech and for technology going forward. Right? Part of one of the most important ideas within the new education must be there must be space for debate, for questions, and for reasoning. So let's say problem solving. This part becomes so important as I feel that at the moment, education is built in a way that it's simply for memorization of ideas and concepts, and also for obedience. Now, when you think about ideas and questions and reasoning and problem solving, no matter which situation or what you're actually doing, these must be the fundamental pillars. You're trying to solve a problem, break a problem down, pattern recognition, reasoning, debate, question. This is so that ideas can rise to the top. Not inflammatory language, not language that will get people, not excuses, but actual solutions. But for solutions to appear, ideas must rise to the top. Schools must make debate, questions important. On the ideas of questions, there's something which is pretty interesting. There's something called elaborative interrogation. I'm not going to go into it, but it's something which you can it's something which you can go and check and read. It's a learning method called elaborative interrogation, right? Now, when I'm speaking about education, especially that's centered towards technology, centered towards the future that we're actually going into, the mental model that I actually have, right? Maybe let me do it with this. The mental model that I have will be built on 3 pillars. So it will be built on tech, service, and history. Okay. Now, when we're building a model of education and what education should be, and we build education on three main pillars, and we say that we're going to build our system of technology, service, and history. Technology, this can be either software, can be devices, so technological devices, but their aim, all of them must be to assist humans. So when I'm talking about tech, when I say tech that makes human life better, for example, transportation, the movement of goods, we're using technological advancements in vehicles. When we're talking about tech, we're talking about AI, which can be able to assist humans in production, assist human in industry, not something to replace humans, but something to assist. And then we're building for skills that can be able to teach technology from the basis. And this is in order to service your family and your community. So this is a value. It's a value and also a space of where people can be able to go, right? And then when we're saying, I'll go into this a little bit deeper, a little bit later. I don't want this to be too long. When we're talking about history, right? History where this thing has been actually broken up, right? History is all about identity. People complete their education without understanding their identity, without understanding what value that education is for, that they're in service to their family, to their community, to their country. And then when we're talking about technology, so we're breaking it up into three main pillars, right? And these three main pillars, one of the ideas that stands at the top is debate, questioning, and reasons. So these are the results that you're looking to extract when all of this education is complete, right? Now, when we're actually talking about the actual subjects, right? When we're talking about first, we have to change the stereotype because firstly there's different personalities that learn differently. There's people who will naturally have an affinity or naturally excel in different subjects, and then instead of a system that easily discards those that excel in other things, you simply break people off into different categories, but all of them understanding their identity. And what subjects do you use for identity? What roles will come that people will then be in service to their community? That's what I'll get into now. We can start with maths and science. When I say science, I'm speaking predominantly about physics, chemistry, biology. Right? So let's just say 1, 2, right? When I'm talking about the other pillar, history, when we use this history, what this debate is about, when people understand that, okay, you use the subject of history to teach your students identity, so people know who they are, who they're representing, so that when they work, they have a stronger values, right? The subjects which can fall under this domain can be geography, sport, arts, and importantly, language. So, some of these pillars become so important. Language, the language that people speak, what is the value of it? Where does it come? What's the geography? And to use sport, arts, and culture in order to um, work on the identity of the people, right? When we're now talking about the issues, I've written some articles on how languages are disappearing, how African languages are irrelevant on the internet. All of these ideas, the African space, because the education is so poor, there's no emphasis or understanding how important this is. When we're now talking about geography, sports, arts, to understand that all of these need to be reframed in order to understand the history of the people, right? When we're now speaking about service, right? To understand that people must understand, or the student must understand as a value, that all the education is in order to be in service to their family and their community. So when we're now talking about roles, for people to understand that the different affinities, the different skills, is to be able to offer value and service to their community. And when they do that, the roles which they naturally go towards, this can now be an immediate specialization. So once you've built a space where maths, science, physics, chemistry, biology are the center of learning because you're willing to offer software, devices that improve the community, improve the country with a basis of history, identity, where people know who they are, what they're building towards, so that they move their country forward. Where reasoning, problem solving, questions and debate are the principles of education. This is how we can be able to not only move forward, but we can begin to innovate. Now, part of the issues, as I said, is the current model is faulty for many different reasons, and it's failing for many different reasons, and it's not changing. So already the next batch of kids are failing and not going to be able to understand the real world. One of the things that is a really good example, which I like to speak about quite a lot, is when a child finishes grade 12 and they get a job. One of the things that's so important to community, country, is tax. Yet tax is not even taught on how to offer why is tax important for the community, why is tax important for the country, how do you offer it, and why is it taken from you? It's simply something that's expected for you to be understood, but it's never discussed. This is one of the big failures of the education. Something as simple as, I think I should change this. Something as simple as the internet has been around for over 20 years. The internet is a basis technology which has been used and now is beginning to mature and is showing itself in AI, it's showing itself in the economy. But this has never been a class in school. So it's something which it's quick to be complained about, to say kids are on the internet, kids are surfing YouTube, kids are doing this, kids are addicted to the phone, but there's no class to actually speak on how the internet can be of use to your family, to your community, how your identity is still important. There's many different things, right? To try and not make this video too long, finally, I wrote two articles about this. I'm going to put the links in the description. One of them was, should South African schools, when I speak about South Africa, it's simply because I am in South Africa, but I'm from Zambia. So when I speak about South Africa, it's simply I'm trying to talk about Africa in general. So when I wrote the article, I'm talking about, should schools teach about AI or teach AI? What I'm trying to say is, should schools teach about what the fundamental technology is doing to society, or should they teach how to build that technology, how it's actually formed? Why is it that it must be only taught in university when it's a technology affecting students right now? So when you think about service to the community and the roles, what are the things that you do? For example, if a child is good in biology and they've got an affinity, all right, they can go into construction. If a child is good in chemistry, they can go into water treatment, and this is for the community. So I'm trying to say that should these fundamental technologies, should they be taught about, which I feel is one thing that education is doing at the moment, where it's simply teaching about stuff, but it's not actually fundamentally teaching about the technology or how the technology affects society. I also wrote a second article as well called "The Future of Education." Remember, when I'm talking about these articles, I would like you people to read, to go through the articles, to think about it, to actually question, to debate, to reason, to for us to be able to say, okay, here, Paolo, you are completely wrong, or I feel like your mental model is missing something important, and then let these ideas rise to the top. But back to the article, I wrote about what is the future of education in Africa. It's it's abundantly clear that in Africa we have an infrastructure problem. And this infrastructure problem is something which affects all of our families and all of our communities. But you find that our education has never shifted to be skewed towards infrastructure. Our education has never shifted foundationally to be all about infrastructure development in order to work on our community. And that's where you find the service to your community as a value becomes so important, because what is our education system skewed towards? What is the main goal of our education system? Because remember, different people, when we're talking about AI and the rise of AI, we can be able to offer personalized tutoring, which is what AI can be able to do. But that personalized tutoring, if there's no values, there's no identity, it would just be a simple, pointless technology. Right now, we don't innovate or create any of our products or any of our softwares or any of our technology. I'm talking about the major products. But you find that because we're consuming, we have no control over what's the actual purpose of that technology. Uh, I feel like there's many layers to this topic, and I feel like this mental model is still not complete, even though I've thought about it for a while. I feel like there's still other ideas and concepts which people can be able to add to improve this. As I said, we at the moment I don't have any power to change this. So I feel it's important for people to understand that when I'm talking about these ideas, I'm talking about you implementing it in your own life, you implementing it in your own family, for you have to change your own future for the future. Well, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's something that's important. Thank you so much for staying, and I hope to see you on the next one.